With the Basher Munich vs PXG matchup finally over, it's time to take a look at the Manshine City vs Barcha match. Nagi and Ryo seem to have some kind of plan to survive, but Batsura, he's still just suffering on that bummy team. What's going on, everyone? My name is Animasu, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the official scans of Blue Lock Chapter 295, titled Number 1. If you enjoy staying up to date with Blue Lock, or just want to support my channel, please take a moment to click that subscribe button and comment below any video ideas you'd like to see. I also have a Discord you can find linked below, so feel free to join up and say hi. Without further ado, let's get right into today's chapter, and I hope you all enjoy. Blue Lock Chapter 295 opens up with a flashback to Nagaseichiro's defining moment, the instant his journey truly began. We can see him leaping down his high school staircase, perfectly trapping his phone mid-air after having it bumped out of his hands. This seemingly small action was the turning point, the moment that caught Ryo Mikage's attention and led him towards the world of football. This was where everything started for them. Since that moment, Nagi has experienced emotions he would have never faced in any other life path. The fire of victory, the frustration of defeat, and the countless ups and downs that came with chasing greatness. He remembers the sorries and thank yous exchanged between him and Ryo, the struggles they endured to stay as partners. Through it all, Nagi overcame every challenge placed in front of him, and in the end, he proved himself in the only way that mattered by scoring a world-class goal against Basher Munich. In his eyes, that's somehow victory enough against Isagi. Now though, Nagi understands that simply being talented isn't enough. If he truly wants to reach the top, he must evolve. He must become something new. A flashback appears of him turning to Ryo, asking him to light a new fire under him. He knows that without a greater purpose, without a drive beyond just playing for temporary goals, he'll never be able to keep up. With that realization, Nagi states that if he cannot dream of being the world's best, then it will be over for him and Ryo. The scene then explodes into an amazing double spread, marking the kickoff of the new Egoist League's 9th game, Manshine City vs FC Barcha. Nagi is the one to start things off, naturally passing to Ryo to get the play moving. As Ryo traps the ball, we finally catch a glimpse of the one and only Meguro Batsura. Even if it's just a tiny smirk, it's enough for me. The GOAT himself has finally returned. As Ryo dribbles towards a defender, his inner monologue kicks in, revealing the urgency behind every move they'll make. With this being the final match of the N.E.L, they need to desperately prove their worth and increase their salary rankings. If they don't finish in the top 23, then it's over. They'll be eliminated from Blue Lock and their World Cup dreams will be crushed. Right now, Ryo sits at 16th place while Nagi holds on to 11th, but if either of them drop in value, they'll be dangling on the edge of elimination. As we then see Ryo shoot a pass beyond his defender, he goes on to actually reveal their new strategy to us. They're not just hunting for individual goals anymore. Instead of simply chasing personal glory, Ryo and Nagi are shifting their focus, prioritizing plays that contribute to the team's victory. They're going all in to prove their values as all-round players, showing that they can do more than just score goals. As Ryo thinks this through, Nagi leaps into the air, meeting the pass with a precise header, sending it right back towards him. But just as it seems like they've completely abandoned their striker instincts, Nagi clarifies their true intent. They're playing smarter, waiting for the perfect chance, but when the moment is right, they'll still take the shot. At the end of the day, no matter how much they adjust their playstyles, they're both strikers at heart. As Nagi's header lands perfectly at Ryo's back foot, he wastes no time redirecting the ball to none other than Chigiri Hyoma. Sprinting ahead with a wide grin on his face, Chigiri is already locked into his zone, ready to make his mark on the match. From the side, Atoya watches in surprise, noting that Ryo isn't strictly coordinating with Nagi this time. With Ryo glancing back at the play unfolding, Chigiri reaches the ball in stride, fully immersed in his 44 Panther zone. Without hesitation, he fires off a deadly snipe, the ball launching off his foot with pinpoint accuracy. The shot is perfect. The ball pierces into the top right corner of the net, an image of a panther tearing through as the finishing touch. With that incredible strike, Manshine City takes the lead 1-0 against FC Barcha. As Ryo and Chigiri celebrate, both of them seem super happy as their values will definitely benefit from this goal. As Ryo glances at Nagi though, something feels off. Unlike them, his expression is stern, unusually serious for this kind of moment. Instead of celebrating, he seems deep in thought, which is not a usual thing to see out of Nagi. Before we can look too deeply into that though, the chapter flashes back to Isagi's side of things, shifting to the aftermath of Game 10 vs PXG. The massive monitor lights up, grabbing everyone's attention. As everybody looks up, Ego Jinpachi's voice comes through, greeting them all once again. His voice carries through the stadium as he first congratulates Basher Munich on their final victory. With this win, they've officially gone flawless, 4-0 in the new Egoist League. They didn't just compete in this experiment, they dominated it. Ego continues, revealing that the simultaneous match between Manshine City and FC Barcha has also concluded in present time. With all the matches now finalized, that can only mean one thing. Every bit is in. The livestream feed is now being broadcasted to every team and every stratum and also across the world, meaning that everyone is watching. With the entire world paying attention, Ego wastes no time. Now, the final salary rankings will now begin. As the auction begins, Isagi stares up at the monitor with a stern, focused expression. This is the moment he's been waiting for, the moment that will determine if all of his efforts paid off. Before this match, Rin's value stood at 198 million yen, while Isagi was at 150 million. The gap between them was just about 50 million, a margin that separated him from truly standing at the top. But Isagi didn't just play that match to win. He worked his ass off to overturn that ranking, to prove his worth in front of the entire world. Now as the results are about to be revealed, he's ready to see if his gamble paid off. As the bids begin flashing and accumulating on a massive screen, Isagi's eyes lock onto the numbers, his breath slowing as he takes in the moment. Above them all, Ego's voice rings out, declaring that he will now announce the 23 players who over the course of this league have proven themselves and earned a place on the U20 Japanese national team. Isagi starts sweating, his stare intensifying. This isn't just about making the cut. For him, there's no consolation prize. If he isn't number one, if he doesn't overthrow itoshi, then all of his efforts will have been for nothing. While others are simply fighting to stay in the system, Isagi is aiming for the throne. He isn't here to survive, he's here to rule. The one with a glorious top offer. Blue Lock's number one. Itoshi with a bid of 240 million yen. These words pierce through Isagi's soul, and the entire page is dedicated to capturing the weight of this moment. As the announcement echoes across the stadium, Isagi's fists slowly unclench. His body loosens, his expression goes blank, and for a moment, it's as if all the energy drains out of him. To make things even more surreal, Rin's bid isn't just from any club. It's from Spain's Real, one of the best teams in the world, the same club where his brother Itoshi Sai plays. While Itoshi stares up at the screen, his expression is a mix of surprise and quiet relief. Isagi's world, however, falls into darkness. His half of the page is completely black and white, drowning in pure despair. His teeth sink into his lip, his fist clenched tightly, nails digging into his palms. He cannot believe it, and neither can I. After everything, every calculated move, every goal, every sacrifice, he's still living in this reality, the one where he hasn't reached Itoshi level. Just then, though, a voice from his right cuts through all the noise. Rin speaks and tells him to raise his head and take a closer look at the monitor. His eyes snap back onto the screen, scanning in the rankings once again, and then he sees it. Right below Itoshi name, his own name is also listed. Both of them have received a 250 million yen bid. Both of them are ranked as Blue Lock's number one. Unlike Rin, whose offer came from Spain's Real, Isagi's bid is from Germany's Barcha Munich, the very team he's represented throughout this entire league, the home of the world's number one striker, N.E.L. Isagi's expression shifts instantly, a mix of complete shock and overwhelming relief. He cannot believe it. The announcers lost their minds, their voices blaring across the stadium as they process what just happened. Nobody expected this. The world itself seems to have decided that this rivalry must continue, refusing to let one egoist stand above the other just yet. Isagi, yoichi, and Itoshi, two of Blue Lock's greatest players, are officially tied at the top, with a combined total of nearly 500 million yen. Isagi just kinda smiles wide here. It may not be a complete victory, not with Rin standing beside him at the top, but that does not matter. He's proven himself. His decision to sell his soul for goals and victory paid off. He thirsted for greatness, risked everything, put his life on the line for this moment, and now he's reaping the rewards. The final page of this chapter captures Isagi at his peak, banging on his chest, screaming out in pure, unfiltered passion. This is it. This is the pleasure of finally being number one. With that sadly being the end of today's chapter, we're then given the title of the upcoming chapter 296, being Brain Juice Experience. The title immediately reminds me of a comment that Barcha made in a previous chapter about ego juices, so this could be a callback to that moment. I believe next week we'll either shift to the Manshine City vs FC Barcha match and focus on Barcha, or we'll continue breaking down the aftermath of the new Egoist League rankings and bid results. Make sure to comment down below what you guys expect or want to see next. With that sadly being the end of today's video, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoy the content I push out and would like to support me, please take a moment to click that subscribe button and comment below any video ideas you'd like to see. And also check out my community Discord if you want to chat directly. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one very shortly.